Hello and welcome to another Vue Firebase tutorial. In this chapter, we will look into the structure of the component and how we can make use of this component-based distribution to start making our own web page. So first of all, let's remember that if we want to start working on our app or our Vue app, we have to execute the serve side of the Node.js service, so we can constantly look at our changes, yes, in our screen. Okay, now as you can see, we are looking at the web page as it may look in the real thing, as the real thing, okay, as it would have been hosted by a server on the backside, okay. And what we are interested in is to see how it affects, yeah, the development. So I want to show you first how the app, yes, that's why I'm putting it into dividing it by 2 the screen. I want to show you how the app changes on real time if I make any change on the code here. It's a very useful thing to do or to have if you're working with multiple screens. If I change here, for example, somewhere, the welcome message, and we will look into it later, yeah, is a variable that comes in, yes, into this component from the app view element. So if we want to start understanding how Vue uses components, let's look at the app view component, which is the entrance component. Is the point of entrance to our app. Okay, as we can see, it invokes a component called app hello world.view. It calls that component, it initializes it, and it declares it here inside the component brackets section. Okay, let's not forget this is always inside the script section of the app.view file. Okay, in the template section we will find all the HTML code. So if we look at it a bit carefully, we will see that all the .vue files have 3 sections: the template section, the script section, and the style section, which eventually is the HTML, the JavaScript, and the CSS. Okay, perfect. So in this case, because we are the app, when it was created, it didn't really use any kind of component-based generation. It just put everything in the same file. But in our last tutorial, we've seen how we created the intro file, okay, and an intro component. Sorry, and when you create the intro component, what it really does is divide the component view into multiple files. So as you can see, the template section calls the HTML file, the script section calls the JavaScript file, and the style section calls the, well, in this case, the CSS file. Okay, why is this so important? It's very simple, because when we are working on an app of this kind, with this technology, it already contemplates the idea that a team of people will collaborate and work together to create this product. This team generally is divided by multiple roles. Okay, it's not always a 1 person or 2 person job, and sometimes it's even larger. Okay, so what it does is divide the app so it's much more orderly divided, and we have the HTML side, which is after all the design side, the HTML together with the CSS on different files, and the JS and the JavaScript on a different file. So there are people who are more expert in the controller side, which is eventually that's the controller, or the view side, which is the HTML and the CSS. Okay, great. So if we go back to our app.vue, we can see that the app.vue uses the hello world view to show what is inside it. And the only way to do it is to really tell in the HTML section, the template section, to tell him use the component hello world that was declared here. It's very important to declare it here because it's only if you put it here, it will know how to use it here. Okay? So it tells him, show me the hello world component and send this text into the variable. So if I change something here and saves it, I should see directly a change here because it's also in real time updating the web page. So welcome to your Vue GS app. We will change it to welcome to your app. Sorry, I saved it. Well, app twice, it's not very, but as you can see in the left side, it's already updating itself alone. And that's one of the beauties of using Node.js. It's not only in Vue, it's in all the frameworks that you may choose to use in the future. But one of the beautiful things is that you can keep looking at the changes on real time. So you don't have to compile or reload or rerun something. It's just there and you can start working. Now, I also have to warn you that not always all changes are shown. There are mainly you can see visual changes. If it's more functional changes, sometimes it won't update it directly, so you have to reload from here. You have to stop it and reload it again. Okay, sometimes you have to just stop it and then reload it again like this, and it will compile because there are some modules who need to be compiled. Okay, great. Okay, so let's see how we can, for example, start using our intro component instead of the hello world. We will remove the hello world from the formula, from all this, from in the middle, and we're gonna start using our own components to create our more smarter, complete app. Okay, so I will delete the hello world. Yeah, take out honestly, instead of deleting this line, what I will do is just import the intro file. It may even, I mean, it depends a lot on the name. Okay, intro. It depends a lot on the suggestions on the script, on the helper that we can have in our editor. It can help us tell us where it is or what, if you want to import something that already exists on it. For example, if you press Control Space, it will show you the intro.vue suggestions. Okay, so the suggestions depend a lot also on the editor you may have. And as you can see, it's already start failing because he's trying to use this component which is not declared. We will declare again the intro here, and we'll tell the intro, instead of hello world, we're going to use the intro element. Again, now it's still failing. And so as I mentioned before, yes, I think that we're seeing right now the error that is still module error can't resolve components intro view. That's right, because component intro view doesn't exist. It's components intro view. Yes, and let's see. And I guess that, well, that's not exactly the right thing, but okay. At least it's compiling right now. Okay, still not the right thing. We will fix it. Okay. So as you can see, sometimes it shows you the app as complete app here when it fails to compile, and I can tell you it is failing to compile because it should show something different. It's not doing it, and what we should do right now, that's a small error I did, is that we have to not call the file itself. You have to call component intro, always the folder. Okay, automatically it will try to find the intro element. And this error that we're looking at right now, that's an okay error, because that's the error that I wanted to show, that I wanted to for it to appear in the last tutorial, and I will fix it. We'll fix it together in the following tutorial. what we will do is to install, yeah, the element, yes, in the Node.js that needs to work with SCSS, okay, because it's using SCSS, but it doesn't really understand what it means. Okay? It needs the Sass loader. We will install it right now, and in the following tutorial, I will keep working on this and keep working on our app.